Welcome to a Spray Happiest podcast. I'm John. This is my partner, my dad Mark. And this is a Spray Happiest podcast. And we have a company called Sean's Crazy Socks. And the business is Spray Happiness. And tonight about a Spray Happiness podcast. I'm John.
You said that. You're John.
And this is Mark, my dad.
Right, you said that. This is good.
Yes.
You haven't forgotten who you are or who I am.
You Mark, my dad.
And you have told people we're going to spread a little happiness.
Yeah, we do.
You told them that 8 times. We better spread some happiness.
Yes.
You want a good mood?
Yes.
You ready to put a smile on people's faces?
Yeah, Dad, I'm really happy.
So like John said, we have a business called John's Crazy Socks.
That's my company.
Your company, you named it.
I'm a star.
Because if I named it, it might be Mark's Merry
Very
Socks.
sucks.
Or
Yeah.
Mark's Serious Socks. Instead, we have John's Crazy Socks.
Yes.
Yes? You like that?
I do. I'm a star.
You're a star. Don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, Dad.
And we do have a mission to spread happiness. And
Yeah,
what
we
do you say are the keys to happiness?
It's gratitude and do for others.
Gratitude and do for others. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Appreciate what we have.
Absolutely.
Be grateful and do for others. We've found in this business, and this sounds trite, but the more we do for others, the better off we are.
Absolutely.
And you're always doing that, aren't you?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. I like that, John.
Thanks, Dad.
And much of what we want to do in our business and through this show is show what people with differing abilities can do. Because we focus on what people can do, not what they can't do. You know my saying. Never be blinded by a person's limitations. Be awed by their possibilities. You like that?
Yeah, Dad.
So in our business, more than half of our colleagues have a differing ability. And they do great work, don't they?
Yes, I do.
They work hard.
Absolutely.
They do a great job.
Yes.
And you have Down syndrome.
Yes, I am. I have Down syndrome. Down syndrome never hold me back.
It does not. Doesn't hold you back at all. All right, let's get into it. Got a lot of things. One of the things we've been talking about is the holiday Juneteenth. Now, that's now a federal holiday. Federal government closes for that. Most businesses stay open. We close. We close for Juneteenth. You know why? It's kind of a neat holiday. And I think it's really relevant for us. Can I tell you more about Juneteenth?
Yes, Dad. Go ahead. I love that story.
So, the incident that gave rise to it, on June 19th, 1865, federal troops, Union troops, showed up in Galveston, Texas, and told the slaves there they were free. Think about that, John. You've been held as a slave and now you are free. Think about the exhilaration, the joy, the celebration that took place. Pretty wonderful.
Thank you, Dad.
You like that idea?
Yes, I do.
But there are a couple things that are curious about this. First, President Lincoln had freed the slaves, at least in the South, with the Emancipation Proclamation that came 2 years earlier. And the Civil War ended when Robert E. Lee surrendered in April 1865. Yet here it was June, 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, 3 months after Lee's surrender, when finally word is getting to those held in slavery in Galveston, Texas. There was a delay. They should have been freed much earlier. It's still a great celebration. But one of the reasons I like this holiday is it celebrates that freedom. It celebrates equality. But in the story itself, there's still a recognition that this is an ongoing battle. You've heard these words, all men are created equal, yes?
Yes.
Thomas Jefferson wrote that in the Declaration of Independence, which was published July 4th, 1776. And that is fundamental to our country, to our nation. We've always been an aspirational nation. You know what that means?
What does that mean?
Well, we've always looked to the future, looked to see where we are going, not just to where we are or where we've been. Some people have referred to it as the city on the hill, and we're marching towards that goal.
Yeah.
So when Jefferson wrote that line, and when we published the Declaration of Independence and said, all men are created equal, you know who that did not include? Didn't include people of color, and it didn't include women. And in fact, when we issued that declaration, there were people living in slavery. So how could everybody be equal if people were living in slavery? And it took 80 years till the Civil War. And the Civil War was the worst war we ever fought in terms of carnage and the number of people that died. We've been down to Gettysburg together.
Right.
That was the turning battle. Hundreds of thousands of American soldiers died. And it was a war fought over one issue, slavery. The states that left the Union and joined the Confederacy wanted to keep slavery alive. The Union said no more slavery. After the fact, the revisionist history, people try with revisionist history to say the Civil War was really about other things. Don't let them fool you, John.
Okay.
It was a battle over slavery, but it took 80 years. And then even then, yes, slaves were freed, but people weren't equal. And it took 100 years for us to get the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Act. And great leaders, Booker T. Washington, Martin Luther King Jr. You know Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah, I know
We
that.
read his speeches. I read his speeches.
Yeah, he said,
What?
I have a dream.
He had a dream that everybody could be equal. That's aspirational. That's where we're going. Rosa Parks, who one day after work said, enough, I'm not giving up my seat because blacks had to sit in the back of the bus. It took 100 years of marches and protests and rallies and political campaigns and lobbying for changes to bring that about. And I think that's also what Juneteenth celebrates, is how long it takes. And you know why I think it's really important to us?
Yeah?
Because inclusion is what we're all about, right?
Right.
Include everybody. Don't exclude folks. And that's what Juneteenth is about. Include everybody. Everybody should be at the table. Everybody should share in the fruits. You like that idea?
I love it.
So that's a long-winded reason as to why we close for Juneteenth, to celebrate that and honor Juneteenth. So this week, you had a policy meeting with the National Down Syndrome Society.
I did.
Because you're on the board of the National Down Syndrome Society.
I did. And I'm on the board of National Down Syndrome Society. I'm on policy. I talk about it.
And also, there was an ambassador meeting. And what did we talk about at the NDSS ambassador meeting?
We talk about minimum wage.
The subminimum wage.
Some minimum wage.
We're going to let people know about that. So, in 1938, a long time ago,
Right.
even before I was born, even before your mom was born.
Yeah, every single way within a year.
38, Congress passed the Fair Labor Standard Act. And this is a great piece of American legislation. You know what it did? It eliminated child labor. There used to be children, 8 years old, working in factories. It said no more. It created the 40-hour work week, that people would work 40 hours. You couldn't make them work longer than that. If they did, you had to pay them extra. Because people used to have to work 60, 70 hours a week.
Right.
You couldn't have a life. It established a minimum wage. That's a pretty great thing. But there's a big but here. Section 14C of the Fair Labor Standard Act allowed organizations, allowed nonprofits and companies to pay people with a disability less than minimum wage. So the minimum wage is the least amount you can pay somebody.
Yeah.
The federal minimum wage right now is $7.25 an hour. In New York, depending where you are, it's $16 an hour. In California, depending where you're working, it's $20 an hour. It's the minimum wage that people can earn. But Section 14C says if you have a disability, if you have like Down syndrome, they don't have to pay you like everybody else.
Right.
Does that sound right to you?
No.
No, that's terrible. It's going back to what happened originally in the Constitution of saying some people are not worth as much as others. That's not right. So this subminimum wage, it may have made sense in 1938. You know what would have happened if you were born in 1938?
What happened to me?
We would have been told, put John in an institution.
No.
Don't even bring him home.
That's terrible.
Well, the world has changed. We have a better understanding now. We have better medical treatment.
Right.
And yet we still have this law on the books with the subminimum wage. The numbers have come down. When we first started talking to legislators about this, there were 400,000 people receiving as little as 5 cents an hour in sheltered workshops, getting paid, sometimes by well-known charities. But many of them have seen the light and have given up their sheltered workshops. Our friends at Millwood have done that. Out in the northwest region for Goodwill Industries, they've given up their sheltered workshops. Remember though, we were once on a show with an organization from Las Vegas, and we would talk about the subminimum wage. And this was a well-known charity in Las Vegas. And in their sheltered workshop, what they did was they assembled toiletry kits for the hotels on the Strip, on the Vegas Strip. And these people were being paid as little as 25 cents an hour. Now I ask you, John, do you think those hotels, the casinos on the Las Vegas Strip, do you think they're making money? You've been to Vegas.
Oh, yeah, I did.
I think they're printing money. I know they're taking your money.
I know.
And you know the executives at that nonprofit were getting paid a full wage. Everybody except the people with differing abilities working in the sheltered workshop. So there is legislation in Washington that we've been supporting and asking people to support, and a lot of states are now banning it. New York is looking at legislation, though their legislative session is done for the year. But if you're out there, contact your federal legislator, your Congress, your member of Congress, your senator, and ask them to support the competitive wage legislation that would eliminate the subminimum wage. We got to get rid of that. Is that good? All right, enough serious talk. Will you spread some happiness?
Yeah, Dad, I'm here to spread happiness.
We had some new socks this week that we introduced. They were our All Abilities cruise socks.
Abilities.
You like those socks?
I love those socks.
They are beautiful socks.
It's beautiful.
They celebrate people with different abilities. They celebrate things that people can do. They celebrate the abilities of all people. And they're beautiful. There's a navy blue background, and you have rings with people, with all images, all of humankind, all holding hands because we're all in this together. So they celebrate people with all abilities. And they raise money. You know who they raise money for?
I know.
Who?
You ever do Revolution?
No. That used to be. They closed up shop. The Viscardi Center.
Oh, you visit the Clay Center.
You love the Viscardi Center, don't you?
I do.
The world famous Viscardi Center. So when you buy those huts, 10% goes to them. That's pretty neat.
Yes.
And a little advance word, we have these tree socks that were designed as part of our sock design contest last year. And we're connecting with a new charity partner, the New York Restoration Project, which plants trees, bringing trees back to the city. There used to be a novel, it was a novel, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. And we're going to support them, and you're going to be out planting some trees.
I'm really excited.
That sound good to you?
I love to plant trees.
Yeah, we get to do that. We get to shine a light on what people are doing.
I love
We
that.
get to shine a positive light, all of which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Get that.
And I got to thank you. It was Father's Day last week.
It was the best Father's Day to my dad.
You and Jamie made me a great dinner.
I made salad.
You made the salad. Jamie served up steak and spaghetti carbonara. Sent a picture to my cardiologist who said, "Oh, that's a great meal to be eaten." But what else did you give me?
I had the best gift to my dad. I sang out a rap for him.
John wrote a song and sang a song for me. You can see it on our YouTube channel, or it's up on Facebook as well. John's song for Father's Day.
And also, I got two things.
Two things.
I got two things about that.
Go ahead.
I got to sing in a rap for tomorrow and next Thursday.
What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is a very special day
Yeah?
because tomorrow is my dad's birthday.
It is. I reach another level in the game.
Yes.
Hard to believe. I'm going to be 66 years old.
Happy early birthday, Dad.
Oh, you know what we could do? We could get maybe we should be getting out of New York and riding across Route 66.
Oh, gotta hit it sick, Dad.
I know you like that
Yes.
idea, huh?
And also, I'm gonna sing a rap for you tomorrow.
Oh, I get another song tomorrow?
Yeah. Oh, I really more. Dad,
What?
I'll do it again for next Thursday for your anniversary.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's see if your mom and I are still married next Thursday. You know, I know it'll be 43 years, but let's not count the chickens before they hatch.
Oh, is there chickens?
Oh, you take everything literally, don't you?
I'm not good at metaphors.
You're not good at metaphors? Okay, let me try to explain that to you, can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you got a bunch of eggs,
Yeah, 2 eggs.
and you think that they will hatch and you'll get chickens from them.
Yeah, I know that has.
So you start counting. Well, there's 6 eggs, I'll get 6 chickens. But suppose something happens with one. Now you only get 5 chickens. So don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Oh, well, I've been cracking.
Well, then you make an omelet.
Oh, that's great. It was delicious.
It was delicious. Okay, we got a couple of things we can talk about today. Our regular features. Ooh, you got a sock of the week?
Yep, I do.
What is it? Let's show it.
Our sock of the week is a basketball court.
Basketball court,
I love basketball court.
right?
I love playing basketball.
Yes, you do. It's our basketball socks.
Yeah, basketball socks.
They are very neat. And you like playing basketball. Your basketball
love it.
season's done.
It finished for the summer.
And then when John is done, so once a week you go play basketball with the Comac Sharks.
Comac socks. I love Comac socks.
And I ask you all the time, did you hustle?
I did. One big thing I realized
What?
I did at basketball,
What?
big butts.
Yes. So, us Cronins, we have trouble getting both feet off the ground at the same time. But coached John up some on playing basketball and rebounding.
Yes.
And rebounding is all about hustle and using your body to shield out other guys, box out.
Yeah, I got a big butt coming out.
And I showed John how he can use his butt to box out some more.
Oh, yeah.
And you like that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have a big question for you.
Go ahead.
Do you think it's possible I can beat Michael Jordan?
In basketball, no, I do not.
I can dock him?
I don't think so. I don't think so. He could be 90 years old, and I think he would struggle with Michael Jordan. I don't really doubt what you can do. But I love the fact that you play hard defense.
Thanks, Dad.
You hustle.
I did. I love you hustling.
And you put up some shots. You get a little scoring in. Some assists.
Yes.
But you're a well-rounded player.
Thanks, Dad.
A lot of guys you play with are chuckers. They get up and they just keep throwing the ball up.
Oh, I didn't want to.
You've been a chucker too?
Yeah.
Remember when, so I coached some school basketball.
I remember that one.
And I coached school basketball and I coached youth basketball for years. And I would have my sons on the team, but my middle son, Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie, my brother.
So Jamie's, he's 6'3", so he's fairly tall. Not tall enough to keep playing high-level basketball. But he was fairly tall in the league, so, and he's tough. He's a really good athlete. He's really tough, has a nice shot. So on a couple of those teams, we built an offense around him in the low post. Run him down under the basket. We could feed it to him. We could run plays off him, and he was right there to rebound. All this worked well, except Jamie wanted to be a point guard. He wanted to bring the ball up, and he wanted to shoot threes. And every time he did that, he shot a three, what did I do?
You bench him.
I would take him out of the game and bench him. And he would look at me and say, but I made the three. I said, you're an old man. You're playing an old man game.
Yes.
And then after he'd calm down, he'd go in and be our leading scorer.
Yeah. And you like it old-fashioned way.
Yeah, well, it's fundamental ball. Fundamental ball. I do love you, brother.
Yeah, I love my brother too.
Okay, each week we like to highlight some good news. And this week, well, we're going out of the country.
I love countries.
We're going to Nigeria, country in Africa.
Oh, I really excited to go there. Thank you.
I had a good friend in college when I was going to school in Ireland from Nigeria. So, in much of the world, people with a disability really struggle and they don't get services and they're left behind. So the World Bank has said about people with Down syndrome in Nigeria that persons with disabilities face stigma and discrimination in the form of negative attitudes among family and community members, name-calling and wrong beliefs about the causes of their disabilities, which results in low esteem, depression, and isolation. And there just aren't many services. But, and here's the good news, the Mo Rainbow Foundation in Nigeria, in Lagos, that's the capital.
Oh, I know that in Africa.
This foundation has now been established to improve the quality of life for people with Down syndrome. They provide medical care, including regular checkups. They monitor their mental and physical condition and provide occupational therapy, speech therapy, and they also provide vocational training for people.
Yes.
They are radically changing lives for people with Down syndrome.
Wow.
Isn't that good news?
That is amazing.
No matter how dire a situation may be, there's always a way to make it better. So, our good news story of the week is the way the Mo Rainbow Foundation is changing lives in Nigeria. Very cool.
Wow. I love beautiful countries.
And our business of the week,
Do you speak with that?
we want you to go down to Cary, North Carolina and
Yes.
visit
Eastman Coffee.
Esteemed Coffee, the Esteemed Coffee Shop
I love coffee.
in Cary, North Carolina. We love what they do. They want to show the world what people with different abilities can do. They hire people with different abilities. They run this great coffee shop. I was looking at their menu, John.
Oh, what they have?
Look what they have here. Look at all the cold drinks. It's nitro cold brew. Right? What would you get?
Ooh, smoothie.
You like smoothies, yes. They got fraps. Those are shakes. They just call it a frap down there. They got iced tea, iced coffee. They got hot drinks.
Ooh.
They got
What they have that food?
They got food. Look what they have.
Muffins, cookies,
croissants, brownies. And you know what else they sell? They sell your socks.
They do?
They do.
Oh, where?
It's in Cary, North Carolina. They are a 501c3 nonprofit. Their mission is to lower the unemployment rate and increase the quality of life for adults with intellectual development, communicative, or visual disabilities by creating meaningful jobs and social opportunities in a warm, supportive environment. They do a great job. I love following them on social media.
I wish I would go there.
We will have to go check them out. They were founded by Angie Hudson and Tamara Lapsley, and you're going to like this about Tamara. She's a speech therapist.
What?
She's a speech therapist.
Wow.
I know you love your speech therapist.
I love my speech therapist.
So we put a link down below, but if you're anywhere near Cary, North Carolina, go check out Esteemed Coffee. You can follow them on social media. They're off there on Facebook and Instagram.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Do you know where North Carolina?
Where?
What near?
Do I know what it's near? Well, let's check that out.
I'm just curious.
Cary, North Carolina is outside of Raleigh.
Raleigh?
Yeah. So it's outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. That's what it's near.
Ah.
All right? It's outside of Raleigh.
Oh, I know what that is.
Okay. So that's pretty cool.
I'm
Now,
sorry, I like baby a lot.
you ready to spread some happiness by telling some jokes?
Yes.
You got your jokes? Let's hear your jokes.
Oh, by the way, I have a theme.
You have a theme. What's your theme?
Summer.
Summer.
And I tell you about summer.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow is the first day of summer.
First day of summer tomorrow.
Yes. What do you get when you cross an elephant and a fish?
What do you get when you cross an elephant and a fish?
Swimming trunks.
Swimming trunks.
Where do boats go when they're sick?
Where do boats go when they're sick?
To the dock.
To the dock.
What did a baseball player get arrested?
Why did the baseball player get arrested?
He stole third
He
base.
stole third base.
Why did the son go to college?
Why did the son go to college?
It already had 1,000,000 degrees.
It already had 1,000,000 degrees. Okay, I'm going to need your help on mine. I have knock jokes. Okay, you ready? Knock knock.
Who's there?
Ach.
Us who?
God bless you.
Thank you.
Knock knock.
Who there?
Boo.
Boo hoo.
Oh, it's just a joke. Don't cry. Knock knock.
Who there?
Tank.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Knock knock.
Who there?
Harry.
Harry who?
Hurry up and answer the door. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Honeydew.
How do you do who?
Honey, do you want to hear another joke?
Yes, I do.
Knock knock.
Who there?
Canoe.
Canoe who?
Canoe, help me with my homework?
Okay, I will help you.
Okay, one last one. Knock, knock.
Who there?
Ice cream.
Asking who?
I'll scream if you don't let me in.
Ah, yes!
I'm just going to pay you money to walk around because when I tell jokes, you laugh hard. If I told these around your mom or your brothers, they're going to be throwing things at me. All right, folks. Well,
don't worry, I'll protect you.
We got on some serious things, talking about Juneteenth, talking about the subminimum wage.
Yes.
But we shared great news of what's happening in Nigeria. We shared information about steamed coffee. You heard about John writing and singing songs. Go check out that YouTube channel. And you heard some jokes.
Yes.
John, you were just cracking up over those jokes.
Thank you, Dad. I love your jokes.
So, hey, come check us out every Thursday night, 7 p.m. here. You can find the Spreading Happiness podcast on all your favorite podcast platforms.
Yes.
Please give us a 5-star review. John loves reading those reviews, don't you? You can always check us out at our website, which is
at johnscrazysocks.com.
johnscrazysocks.com. Sign up for John's dance party. When do you run your dance party?
Every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time.
It's pretty good stuff. All right, folks, we hope you have a good week.
Thank
We'll
you so
see
much.
you next week.
Connect with you. A happy birthday, Daddy.
Bye. Okay, hey.